The light. The light outside is so bright. Oh my god. Most rare substance in the world. Right here. I honestly don't know why I'm doing a video. I actually did one for Instagram, but like, no, it was about 5 or 6 weeks ago, but no one really watched it, and no one's probably gonna watch this one because I never really studied like how to do YouTube videos. And this, I made this channel back from when I was doing the rap thing, but that's kind of come to pass. It was kind of that whole thing was kind of an experiment. I keep saying I'm gonna go back to it, but I don't quite have the same passion and drive for it I had a few years ago. But despite the mixed reviews, it was kind of fun. Like, it was one of those things that was just so like wrong. It felt right, but I'm not really making this video to get too into that. But this is kind of just documenting that kind of life, the non-essential life I'm living right now. This is my my 6th week of quarantine, and it has been hard. The way I presented things in this video, in the mundane way, is just sort of the way I've been living my life for a while, and how a lot of non-essential people are living right now, and it's been really hard. And yesterday was going to be my 10-year anniversary at my job, and I never pictured it. I never pictured it being like this. I did not picture 2020 being like this. So I'm actually here to mostly talk about cons and amusement parks, because if anyone knows me, cons are one of my #1 passions. Comic book conventions, Comic-Cons. And it wasn't until recently, till 3 years ago, 2017, I started to get really serious about conventions. I mean, I used to just go, I used to be sort of like, for years I was a casual con goer. I'd go just one day and just wouldn't set a plan, and would do my best to make do of what money I had. Oh, my daughter's waking up from her nap. So pretty much I would just I basically make do with the money I had, and there were some celebrities I missed because I didn't have the time. And I had 3 cons that were disastrous in 2015, 2016, and 2017. And that's what made me want to change how I do them. Go at least 2 days, set a schedule, plan everything accordingly, get together a budget. But anyway, I'm going on a little too much about that. I didn't really plan how to make this video. I didn't even write a script, because it also helps with these videos to write scripts, because I don't do things very well on the spot. But So yeah, this is just how I've been living my life for 6 weeks, and it's been hard. I'm waking up, I'm doing the same things just over and over again. My main job is to stay-at-home dad, and that's a job in itself. But but during my paternity leave last year, I could at least go out to the mall. I can go out to shops periodically. We could go out. I could go out to dinner and get a babysitter, and I can go to a movie, get a babysitter, and It's hard. It feels like I want to use the word privileges. It feels like kind of a weird word to use right now, because people are actually out there fighting for our rights and our privileges right now. Doctors and people on the front lines are really struggling out there. And I go in the grocery stores, particularly the one down here in a suburb of Bellevue called Factoria. I go in there to the Factoria QFC, and I can always just feel the tension in there from both the employees and the shoppers and those people working the grocery stores are really on the front lines right now. But yeah, I'm just finding myself every day doing the same things over and over again, and it has been very difficult and sometimes I can't stick to a routine. Sometimes I go a little stir crazy. My main hobbies are reading, and I've been trying to work on some more writing. That was the goal I set out for in life, but sadly I can't get my writing to even see the light of day. But these are some books I'm just trying to get caught up on here. And sometimes I take stuff I take just random comics out of my comic collection, just completely random ones, and decide to read them. Because about like 100% of my collection of comics has actually come from conventions. I've always had a rather small collection. But anyways, I'm not the only one that's really struggling with these stay-at-home orders and these quarantines. I've heard about people that are really struggling to keep a schedule, worse than I am. They find themselves not going to bed at like maybe 6 a.m. because they've been on these sort of late shifts, and their bodies just can't get used to these schedules. And last night was the first night I had trouble sleeping. I didn't get to sleep till about 5. So I'm a little off course today, and I've got to wake up. I got to wake up Zoe. Look who's awake! Look who's awake and smiling. Look who's awake. What are you doing, Zoe? My poster's fallen off a bit there. So yeah, many people are struggling right now, just with this self-isolation, not being able to get out of the house, people not being able to do certain jobs they love, teachers not being able to teach, teachers not being able to teach. People not being able to do certain jobs that they love, and not being able to really go to their jobs just for that stimulation has been hard on a lot of people, and being stuck in the house and just doing the same things over and over again with all these certain privileges, like going to stores and going to coffee shops and going to malls, all these little things that we've taken for granted for so long, we're so unable to do during all this. and it's just been hard on a lot of people, and many people are struggling to just maintain a certain schedule. But the main thing I wanted to talk about here is not just about my own quarantine. I mean, I go for walks every now and again, but I only go to the store if I have to. But the main thing I wanted to talk to is, I mean, I had so many plans for 2020. I mean, 2020 was going to be this big year. I mean, I had concerts planned. I had Comic-Con planned, the local Comic-Con here in Seattle, Emerald City. I mean, and again, my 10-year anniversary was coming up, and I just had so many things. It's really hard to get a good view here. Should I switch like this? I like the autographs and photo ops to be in the background, but it's just always moving around. I usually I wanted to do this on a laptop just so I can get the background, but there's something wrong with the software or the program, and I think I need something to prop up this iPhone. But anyways, but the biggest plan I had for 2020 was me and my wife we're gonna do this grand tour of Southern California. We were for our 3-year anniversary. We were gonna go back to Disneyland. We were gonna spend one day in Knott's Berry Farms, one day in Universal. We were gonna tour Hollywood. We were gonna tour LA. We were gonna chill on the Santa Monica Pier, and I could have thought of just so many different things that could have stood in my way against this vacation. I mean, a pandemic was something I just never thought of, and it's hard. I had to cancel my flights. I didn't buy any tickets. The Knott's Berry Farms tickets are good until January of next year. And I think and I got Universal Studios tickets for one day admission tickets for just me and my wife, and I think they said they've extended those tickets till December. I might want to call to confirm this. But yeah, I had so many plans for 2020, and I was like, why don't I throw in a few extras here? Why don't I go back to Rose City in Oregon and maybe look at a few other of these concerts? I mean, and the whole year has just, all my plans have just gone to shit basically. But I'm not the only one. I mean, there's a part of me that's just so devastated after 3 years of planning and thinking nothing could stand in my way that I've lost this big vacation we've planned. But that part of me also understands that I'm not the only one that's experiencing this. I mean, there are so many people that have lost vacations. I mean, regardless of how long they have planned them. I mean, weddings have been ruined. Kids can't get a formal high school graduation. Just so many lives have been turned upside down by this pandemic. And Art, you like your milk. You like your milk. You were getting fussy, so I gave you some milk. I'm gonna have to wrap this up quickly here. So, so recently there have been a lot of cons that have been canceled. I know I've never been to either of these cons. The only out-of-state cons I have been to are are LA Con, where I met Stan Lee for the last time, and Rose City. Those are the only cons I have been to. LA Con is a lot of fun. I mean, they don't do big celebrities there from what I've seen, but it's, I mean, apart from Stan Lee, but blah, blah, blah. But anyways, yeah, and that LA Con is worth it for the cosplay alone. The cosplay there is just amazing, and the cosplayers all go out on the floor and dance, and it's just incredible. But there's been just so many con cancellations. And the most notable ones are San Francisco and WonderCon, which I've never been to. And yeah, it's been very hard for con lovers like me, for people that just really who have made who for me these have been kind of so a part of my life. Just love I someone like me that loves to go to cons, just get out there, you know, being around all those people and all the costumes and being around all the things I'm passionate about. It's very hard on a lot of us con goers. And there's just a huge list of cons that have been canceled. And I can't name them all off the top of my head apart from the two notable ones. But what I do know is LA Con and Rose City in Portland are still going on, and I'm planning on going to both Emerald City, the rescheduled dates for Emerald City, and Rose City, all within a span of 4 weeks apart from each other, and I hope that this pandemic has boiled over by then. But the main thing we've been left in the dark about, not just with when this pandemic is going to boil over, but we've been left pretty much in the dark about basically when the Disney parks are going to reopen. I mean, because all the high ups at Disney. I mean, we know about most of the cons, but we've been so left in the dark about the Disney parks. I mean, the high ups at Disney, like Bob Iger and, you know, the president of Disneyland and the president of the Disney parks. I mean, they know, I mean, just about as much as we know, basically. And it's just been so hard because we especially for people like me that had to cancel a vacation.
Oh, sure.
I mean, we want an answer. We want a definitive answer, but we can't get one. And I want to know if I'm going to be able to reschedule for June, July, August, September, October, or am I just going to have to reschedule for 2021? And courtesy of Orange Grove 55 from earlier today, I'm gonna give a shout out to the Orange Grove 55 channel, and I agree with him. I mean, not only they gotta reopen the economy. I want to say by, some people are saying June, but I want to say by maybe July, because if this economy doesn't reopen, I mean, we're gonna have like a full economic meltdown, and companies like Disney, I mean, are gonna will suffer if they don't reopen in 2020. I mean, they're gonna basically, they're not unsinkable. Disney can sink just like the Titanic, and a lot of other companies are are going under, like AMC Theaters, who are in talks about being bought by Amazon, and just a lot of businesses and corporations are needing bailouts, and it's been, yeah. I mean, the economy, I want to say, might reopen by June or July, but I can't be certain, because we could face just severe economic downfall, like a massive economic landslide if things don't reopen. So, and Disney just recently announced that they have dates all the way up to May 9th. But that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be open by like May 10th. But no one really knows. Oh yeah. These Disney execs just they're in the dark like we are, and the Disney fans want to get back into the parks, and the Comic-Con, us con goers, we want to get back to the cons, but just like Fosse said, we're not gonna be able to turn this back on like a light switch. And I think what's gonna happen is we might open up. I'm not saying this for sure. No one knows for sure. It's either gonna be like June, July, August, maybe September. Like the economy's gonna open back up, but it's not gonna just. It's not gonna just. It's not gonna be like a coat, that we left in our closets for a while and start and put back on, or it's not gonna turn back on like a light switch. I mean, it's gonna gradually get back to the way it was. I mean, people will slowly. I mean, they'll start going to stores again, then they'll slowly build up the movie theaters, which I think they say should be opening up by July. But again, I can't guarantee anything, and I'm not trying to get people in a panic by saying, oh, this could go on till maybe October. I'm just trying to stay on my toes. If I were to say the earliest when this all might blow, I want to say July, but I'm in the dark like everybody else. Again, we're gonna probably gradually, work up to going back to shops, work up going back to coffee shops, then go back to movie theaters, then go back to bars, then restaurants will slowly open up, but there'll some guidelines, and maybe you'll only allow a certain amount of people in those restaurants. But it's slowly. I think it's all slowly gonna come back together. It's all gonna come back very, very slowly. It's not gonna happen immediately, and then eventually the cons will happen, but I don't know when. But one thing is for sure, courtesy of Orange Grove 55, is Disney is not going to be closed, and probably not going to be closed. Again, I don't know for sure. I'm not trying to freak anybody out. I'm just trying to stay on my toes for certain possibilities. That they probably will not be closed until 2021. They'll open sometime in 2020, but it's going to be a very gradual process where they might allow just a few people into the parks and check people's temperatures, make sure people are using hand sanitizer throughout the parks. Why do you want to pull on Daddy's shirt? Yeah, it might be a slow, gradual process, and I hope that we can get back into the parks, and we can get back into the cons, and we can just get back to the normal things we do. And so I just want the documents sort of how I'm living my life currently, how I'm hanging in there, and what I think I know about about the Comic-Cons and the Disney parks, and that I hope that we can get back to them as soon as possible. But the words I don't know have always been apparent in my life some way or the other. But I don't think they've ever been apparent as in the situation we're in now. So yeah, that's all. Just hang in there. Don't go out and protest the situation. Just stay home and keep people safe. Isn't that right? Isn't that right? And hopefully we'll get back to the parks, we'll get back to the cons, and we'll get back to our regular lives. Thank you. Say bye-bye.